Do you think Brandon Aiyuk will request a trade eventually the way his friend and teammate Deebo Samuel did?
Oh, if he does, I hope it's in the middle of a stream like we did that 2 years ago. You remember that stream that happened, or why we were about to go live? Or like breaking news: Deebo Samuel requested a trade. We're like, oh, this is gonna be fun. So, but I think how he's going to, I think for now he's gonna stay away from that. I don't think he's gonna do that unless it gets to. I feel like the only way he's gonna request a trade is if like the preliminary kind of talks they're having now with the 49ers are his senses. Okay, we're really far apart. And now let me try to like ruffle some feathers, because it's kind of clear what he's doing on social media right now. He's kind of just like kind of trolling and messing around. So that to me would probably be if you request one where he just likes to like stir the pot a little bit, get people talking, put exterior pressure on the 49ers, even though it doesn't really like add to anything. But I think that's something I can see him doing if he's just agitated or becoming impatient. But I don't really foresee that being the case. I think he's going to stay away from that and just continue to do little social media nuggets that he said the other day.
Yeah, I think if we look back on it, probably Deebo Samuel requesting that trade was a mistake. Like, he didn't get anything out of it, and people don't forget that he did it. I think it really cost him more than it gained him anything. So was it a smart move? Was it an impulsive move? I don't know. Seems to me if you want to trade, there are other ways to go about it. Like, DeForest Buckner got his way out of town. He said what he wanted. The Niners said what they were willing to give. And I think they essentially said, like, if you can find someone who's willing to give us what we want for you and give you what you want financially, let us know. And he did. So it seemed like it was all done behind closed doors. Deebo, it seemed like it was more of, I don't have any leverage, so let me, I don't know, try this. And it didn't work. Aiyuk is younger. He watched Deebo Samuel sort of fail in his trade request attempt. Maybe he's trying to do something a little bit more clever or a little less. I don't know. But so it seems like just tweeting at Mike Tomlin was pretty clever.
Yeah. I think, that one was kind of funny. Well, look, they do kind of look a little bit like twins. A little bit. I'm like,
now that I saw, they do actually look like twins.
So when he did that, I just took that as like face value. Like, oh, this is kind of funny. Like, I don't think necessarily, I guess it just happens to be that the fact that there was like rumored of interest from the Steelers, which number one, no duh. I'm pretty sure all 31 teams in the league have interest, and this happens. It's just the fact that it's the off season that now you all of a sudden hear this and it's like, oh, interest, look at this. And he just turns out to ruffle the feathers because like, oh yeah, we're twins. But I thought it was funny. But I think he also liked the tweet. I don't know if you saw that. Like, he liked the tweet about someone saying, oh, that's him to the 49ers, like not answering the call, something like that. So to me, he's probably like, he's probably just chilling, kicking back, stirring the pot, kind of what I like to do on Twitter, like send a tweet and like send the grenade, just like, all right, turn off my phone, bye. I just want to see everyone fight over this. I think if he's going to go the trade route, though, I don't think he would do it publicly. Like, maybe go the AJ Brown route, because when you bring up Deebo Samuel, remember, he's the one that publicly did it and try to be like, kind of like ruffle some feathers, pot stir, where AJ Brown is like, no one even knew he was going to be on the trade block. It came out of nowhere. Like, it's draft day. It's like, wait, what? He's going from Tennessee to the Eagles? So I think if that's going to be the case, he's going to have to do that soon and under the table. And from now, it's going to be from now until the draft that you would have him actually be as a feasible option for him to do that.
Yeah. Again, going back to Buckner as the template here, it seemed like what Buckner was able to do was say, look, you guys want to pay me $18 million a year or whatever. I want 21. And I'm not settling for less. And I can get it from other teams who would be willing to trade a first round pick and pay me that money. And he was right. So if Brandon Aiyuk wants out, he would have to prove to the 49ers that what he's asking for isn't outrageous, because X team, Y team, Z team is willing to pay for it and trade the 49ers a first round pick. Is that the world we're living in? I mean, Jacksonville didn't do it. Pittsburgh hasn't done it yet. This is something that could happen on the night of the draft, but I'm not sure if a team would be as eager to trade a first round pick and spend $26, $27, $28 million a year on a wide receiver as they would be trading a first round pick for a defensive tackle who's 6'8". Those guys are tough to find.
Yeah, it sounds like the consensus too from a lot of like analysts, media people, content creators, whatever, that wide receiver is in this draft is pretty stacked. Like, you can find them. So that's like the drawback of Aiyuk here. If he requests a trade, it's like you're right. It's gonna make you look probably worse, like in hindsight, if you do extend or whatever, you play out this final year, because the odds of you getting traded now are probably very slim, like if not happening at all. Again, it's going to happen from now until the draft. But like you said, it's like teams, are they really willing to do that? Like, because the fact that you have to extend him too. You know, it's a non-premium position, wide receiver, where typically, even when it's not a stacked draft, you can still find some day 2 or even some day 3 caliber players. So it's really not in the probably best interest either for the 49ers. So, like, you know, even if it was Jacksonville's 17, you're only moving 7 spots.
And remember back the Buckner trade, like that was during a draft that wasn't that strong at defensive tackle, which is why there was a market for him. And the Niners, I mean, like the Colts looked at that draft and said they would rather trade for Buckner than draft Kinlaw. And the Niners were like, well, we need to save money, so we'll take that. We'll take that risk. But this is a different situation. It's not like like you said, there's a bunch of really good wide receivers in this draft. Teams aren't saying, man, you know, need a wide receiver. There's no options this year. I'll trade a first round pick and spend on it. Like, that's not the market.
Yeah. And even if you do have that capital somehow in the top 20 that you get, if you're the 49ers, you really have to weigh, like, is it worth sacrificing this all-pro receiver who continues to get better every freaking year just to draft potentially your starter at offensive line for the future? A guy who's probably at first will probably be decent, but who knows? You know, it's a lot of mystery. You know, my favorite line in this sport is like Family Guy episode where you trade a guarantee for the mystery box. It's like Brandon Aiyuk all pro, but the mystery draft pick could be anything. It's like, I don't know if I want to do that.
It's true. It could be Tristan Wirfs. It could be Javon Kinlaw.
Let's go.